Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting session on GATE Wallah. Guys, when I was in my college, when I was just an engineering student, I came to know about GATE through my seniors. And they told me that it is an entrance exam if you want to get into MTech, if you want to do MTech from prestigious institutes like IITs, NITs. If you didn't get the chance to do your BTech from IITs, you can still do MTech from IIT and get a very good placement. So back in that time, there was only one opportunity through GATE, and that was MTech from IITs or NITs. Then from 2010, lot of public sector companies, lot of other government organizations started recruiting through GATE. So the opportunities through GATE become multifold, right? So this is one of the best times if you are an engineering student. Why? Because just by writing one exam, just by preparing for one exam, you have multiple options. You can get into IITs, you can get into PSUs, multiple options are there, and the PSUs are also of different types, so you can choose in which field you want to make your career, whether you want to get into a power company, whether you want to get into organizations like ISRO or DRDO or BARC, or whether you want to get into IOCL, HPCL, oil companies, right? So if you are someone who is interested in working in PSUs through GATE, then this is going to be a very informative session, because we are going to talk about different PSUs and we are going to talk about what is the salary that you can expect if you get into these PSU through GATE. Okay, so this is going to be a motivation for you in order to prepare for GATE. Okay, so let's start without any delay. The first PSU that we are going to talk about is Power Grid. Now let me tell you, this is one of the highest paying PSU through GATE. Okay, Power Grid, and you know that it is a power sector company. Okay, and the designation that you get in most of the PSUs, you get executive trainee designation, but the designation doesn't matter. Okay, it's just a title. Now the salary scale, the basic pay is in the range of 50,000 to 1,60,000. This is not your in-hand salary, this is not your CTC, this is just the basic pay. If you know the salary structure of government or PSUs, you know that basic pay is just one part of your salary. There are a lot of other factors, there are a lot of other remunerations which are going to be added up, and the actual salary is very high compared to this. Okay, so this is just the basic pay, 50,000 to 1,60,000. Okay, now future scope, what type of what you can expect if you get into Power Grid: structure, growth, skill development, sectoral exposure, job security, benefit. These are some of the general future scopes which you get into, which you get in every PSUs. Okay, so if you're someone who is interested to working in power sector company like Power Grid, then this is the PSU for you. Okay, now let's talk about the GATE cutoff. Now these are the marks of different branches. Okay, so for electrical branch, for unreserved category, the cutoff was 46.33 marks. Then for electronics, 52.67. For civil, 72.52. It was very high. And for computer science students, it was 67.88. This is for unreserved category. Then OBC, non-creamy layer, SC, ST, EWS, PWD. Okay, now the second PSU that we are going to talk about is Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited. Okay, the salary is 10 to 12 lakhs per annum. This is just the basic pay. I told you that this is just one part of your salary, 56,100 rupees. The approximate CTC is 10 to 12 LPA. In hand, you might get 70 to 80,000 in first year when you are just a trainee. Okay, then sky is the limit. Opportunities: you get to work in nuclear energy operations, plant design and maintenance, long-term career. Okay, so if you're interested in working in nuclear power plants, then this is the PSU for you, NPCIL. Okay, let's talk about the cutoff for GATE 2025. For mechanical engineering student, unreserved category 660. This is GATE score. Okay. Chemical engineering 595, electrical engineering 614, electronics and communication 651, instrumentation 378, it was very low, civil engineering 753. Okay. Let's get into the next PSU, which is NTPC. Now, if you are someone who is interested in power plants, a lot of mechanical engineering students are very interested in working in power plants. This is the best company for you, National Thermal Power Corporation, NTPC. Okay, again, very high paying PSU. The salary approximately, the CTC is 13 to 16 lakhs per annum. Basic pay is 60,000. Okay. So approximately you might get 80-90,000 in hand. Okay. Opportunities, you get to work in power plant management, electrical mechanical operations, leadership training. Okay. But let me tell you, the NTPC locations, they are usually very far from the cities. Okay. So if you are someone who wants to just live in cities, if you are not interested in living away from cities, then you should think about it. Okay. Chalo. And this is the cutoff. Now the NTPC cutoff gets very high. Okay. So for electrical students, unreserved category 994. This is, I think, the GATE rank. Okay, this is the GATE rank. Okay. Electronics 1169 GATE rank. Instrumentation 3302. Mechanical student 926. This is the GATE rank. Civil students 314. Mining students 309. Okay, so every PSU, when we put RTI, they do not reply in a standard manner. So some of them, they give the marks as cutoff, some of them they give GATE score as cutoff, and NTPC has given us the rank as cutoff. Okay, chalo. Next is DRDO, one of the most prestigious PSUs that you can get through GATE, DRDO. And if you are working in DRDO, means you are working under Defense Ministry. Okay, so Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, the salary approximately is 10 to 12 lakhs per annum. The basic pay is 56,100 rupees. Opportunities, you get to work in defense R&D. Okay, it's a very cool job. Cutting edge technology projects, stable research career. Okay, so if you are someone who is interested in research, and if you want to work for government, if you want to directly contribute for the Indian government, then this is the PSU for you. It's a very prestigious job. Okay, this is the cutoff. Computer science unreserved category 697, electrical 913, electronics and communication 725, mechanical engineering 804. And let me tell you that this is the GATE score. Okay, this is GATE score. Okay, not the rank, but it is GATE score. Okay, chalo. Next is Coal India Limited, again one of the high paying PSUs, and you get a lot of perks also if you are working for Coal India Limited. Okay, so the designation is executive trainee, and the basic pay is in the range of 60,000 to 1,80,000. Okay, again let me tell you, most of the PSUs, the salary structure is very similar. Okay, so almost 10, 12, 13, 14 lakhs per annum is the CTC, and around 70-80,000, somewhat that is what you can expect as your in-hand salary every month, 70-80,000, which is a lot because you get a lot of perks also. On top of the salary, you get fuel allowance, you get a lot. In most of the PSUs, you also get a government quarter. Okay, and you get laptop every year or every 2-3 years. Okay, so these are the perks that are additional to the salary. So don't just compare your salary with the private organization, because in private organizations you get nothing beyond your salary, you get nothing, no perks is given. But in case of PSUs, a lot of perks are also added to your salary, so it becomes much higher than that. Okay, if your in-hand salary is, let's say, 80,000, so if you add all these perks, it becomes more than 1 lakh. Okay, chalo. So these are the cutoffs for Coal India Limited. Mining students, unreserved category 342, civil 781, electronics and communication 562, systems and ADP 635. Okay, chalo. Next is Navy Lignite Corporation Limited. Executive trainee is going to be your designation. The scale of the basic scale is still 60,000 to 1,80,000, and these are the cutoff marks. Okay, so for unreserved category, for mechanical students 98.25 was the cutoff. Okay, for electrical students 97.5. I don't think these are the cutoff marks. 104.24. okay, I think that they might have taken their own exam. Okay, because the GATE exam is of only 100 marks. Yes, chalo. Anyway, the next PSU is Munitions India Limited. The scale is very high, the basic pay is very high, 90,000 to 1,20,000. okay, and it is related to again project management, training and development, technical expertise. Okay, now not only PSUs, but for past few years the state governments have also started recruiting through GATE. Let me tell you that for the past few years we are observing that some of the state governments are recruiting through GATE their power sectors. Okay, so you can see here Bihar Public Service Commission, BPSC, is also taking through GATE. Okay, assistant engineer, you get a post of assistant engineer, and 64,000 to 158 to 70,468. Now you might see that this basic pay scale is very low compared to the PSUs, but let me tell you, if you are working directly for government, state government or central government, the perks are much higher compared to PSUs. Okay, so even if your salary compared to PSU is less, you will still be beneficial because the perks are much high. Okay, chalo. Next is Uttar Pradesh Power Corporation Limited. Okay, UPPSC, PCL, and you get again the designation of assistant engineer, 65,000 to 70,000. Okay. Next is National Mineral Development Corporation, NMDC, 50,000 to 1,60,000 is your basic scale. Okay, so these are some of the PSUs that you can get into through GATE, but there are a lot of other PSUs also. You get into BARC also through GATE. Okay, so you can get into IOCL also through GATE. Okay, so I have not shown the data of these PSUs because we didn't have one. Okay, but you might have got the idea of what kind of salary you can expect. Apart from this, there are a lot of other perks also which varies from PSU to PSU. It also depends upon your location. If you are working in a rural location, you get better perks. If you are working in urban locations, then your HRA is high. So the perks depend upon a lot of things. Okay, but overall you get a secure job, a stable job. There is a linear growth in your career and you don't have to worry too much about your future. That is what you get if you are working in a PSU. And nowadays I have seen this, a lot of students, they want stable job because this is a very volatile time. You already know that after the introduction of AI, a lot of sectors are getting hampered. There are a lot of layoffs in private organizations. So this is the time where the first priority, if you are getting into a job, the first priority is not the money, it's not the location, it's not even the job profile. The first priority is the job security, and that is the best thing about working for PSUs. So if you are also aiming for PSUs, get into your GATE preparation, get a very good rank, and then after you get a good rank, you consult us. We will tell you which PSU is going to be the best for you. Okay, so that's all for today's session. We will meet again in some other session. Till then, bye bye, take care, Jai Hind.